let me be a teddy bear. I don't want to be a tiger, 'cause tigers play too rough. I don't want to be a lion, 'cause lions ain't the kind you love enough. Baby, let me be around you every night. Run your fingers through my hair, cuddle me real tight.
It's his own theme tune. And he's here with me this morning. Teddy Palmer, a very good morning to you. Welcome to Downtown Radio.
Thank you, Trevor.
Teddy, how did you get the name Teddy Palmer, first of all? Or how did you choose it, or who chose it for you?
Well, people are always asking me if it's a stage name. It is, in fact, my own name.
Edward Palmer?
Edmund, in fact.
Oh.
It's short for Edmund.
Yeah.
And I've been called that since way before I can remember.
This was just, I was going to ask you that because even when I was young, Teddy Palmer was on the go. And you don't get insults coming any better than that.
I started very, very young. Very young. Started when I was about 13. So people get the wrong impression. I'm still only a young lad.
Did you really start as young as that?
Yeah, well, 13 or 14 I did. I sang my first song in a youth guild when I was at school, yes. Used to sing in the interval when they were giving the ice cream out at the Christmas pantomime.
Was the ice cream a success?
The ice cream was a success. Sometimes the kids used to throw them at us, you know.
And where did you go from there, Teddy?
Well, I kind of did that every year for a few years, and never really took things seriously, but shook the leg a bit, a la Elvis and Cliff Richard, and sang all the good songs, and the little girls screamed.
So you haven't, in fact, been going longer than Elvis or Cliff Richard?
No.
So that was the way it all started. Then where did you go from there?
It's a long story. I was in a blues band then for about a couple of years during the time Van Morrison and people like that were. I was one of the ones who sat about the town and talked about the blues and sang the blues and had the blues. Starved. But
what were you doing during the day at that time? What were you actually
I was still
working
at school then. I've
yeah.
never actually worked at anything else.
You've never actually worked in your life?
No. That's what people are always saying. Why don't you get a
like
proper
about this job. It's better than work, you know.
That's right.
It would kill me if I ever got a real job again. But when did you form it? It was Teddie and the Tigers, I remember from way back in those days.
That was about late 1966.
Well, was it immediate success, Teddie, or, you know... was it a long, drawn-out process?
Teddie and the Tigers were immediate success in the town of Belfast. We seemed to be massive because we were massive in Belfast, but if you really relate to the whole of Ireland, then we were practically unknown.
So how did the big step come where you went from Belfast to the whole of Ireland? In fact, you travel all of Ireland now.
Yes, well, I went into the College Boys for a time and... recorded Simon Says. That was about 1968, and then in late 68 I formed my own band, and that's the band that's still going, in fact.
How many of you are still together out of the original?
Oh, none at all. None at all.
So change the person yourself?
People come and go, you know, fly off to Canada and all this kind of thing.
Yeah. Are most of them, do you know if they're still in the music industry?
They are, in fact, yes. Most of them still are.
I think if your roots are in music like that, I think it's very hard to move away from it, isn't it?
It is, I think so, yes, I think so. I don't know what I'm going to do in the future at all.
Funny, that was something I was going to ask you. What are your hopes for the future, Teddy?
Well, this is something that I don't actually think about a lot. The way I look at it is probably it's the old cliched phrase that as long as people keep coming to the dances, I'll keep singing at them.
This is what people say to me, you know, you go into a pub and somebody recognises you, people come up for autographs and requests, and people say, you know, does it never annoy you, that sort of thing? And people say, the day it will annoy me is the day it stops happening.
You're right.
And, then you start, because people say, you know, what are you going to do when you're 40 or when you're 50? You can't be a disc jockey at that age. You can't really answer that question because you've got to take things as they come.
That's right. I thought when I started that I would do it for a couple of years. I've actually been singing professionally for about 10, 12 years now.
Yeah. So, I mean, I might get a phone call from London at the end of this show offering me Michael Parkinson's talking show or something, you know.
True, and why not? Can I be your producer?
Do you want me to name all the reasons why not? Teddie, you haven't. How many LPs have you recorded?
Only the one.
Just the one.
Just the one.
I was going to ask you, how come, for someone who's been in the industry for so long, how come there's only one LP?
That's a hard one to answer for me. We find it quite hard to sell here. And the Teddy Bear LP, which was the one that was done in '74, I think it was in fact released in a lot of different countries, but didn't really make any massive sales anywhere. And then things kind of died off a little for us during this recession that everybody talks about. Well, now we have a new LP coming out in July, I hope.
Tell us something about the LP, Teddie.
Well, it's about 50% original tracks, and
do you think that's a good move? Because do you not think people sometimes do get fed up with the cover versions?
Well, this is a strange thing, actually. We've done a lot of cover versions here, and the original ones that we have done, in fact, haven't gone as well. But the idea of doing a lot of original stuff on the LP is, in fact, to try and sell it in Europe. We're actually aiming it at Europe, but we're trying to get it off the ground in Ireland as well, obviously.
What label's it going to be on?
It'll be on the ID label. The thing that we find most difficult here is actually getting the records into the shops. We get an awful lot of complaints that people just cannot get the record in the shops. The shops are very wary of Irish pop product in particular.
And won't buy in stocks of it.
That's right.
And then by the time people have asked for it, it's too late.
That's right. All the publicity has stopped, and people have kind of forgotten about it.
Disc jockeys have stopped playing it and so forth. It moves in a cycle like that, really.
Yeah. But the latest single is, in fact, the biggest seller we've had since Teddy Bear. For what reason, I don't really know. We've done about...
it's a very good record, Teddie, if I may say so.
Well, thank you. We've done about 4 singles, 5... In fact, half a dozen singles since Teddy Bear. And is everybody happy, in fact, came second in that European pop jury. You know that program they have which votes
Pop
for
across
different...
Europe, isn't it, or something?
Yes, that sort of thing, and different juries vote in all the European capitals. But it still sank without trace.
Just speaking of juries and polls and things, you came at the top of the Sunday News poll this year.
That's right, for pop fans.
Yeah.
In fact, all the T's were in there somewhere because you won the DJ. So
I'll tell you, funnily enough, actually, someone who's just come into the studio, it's a star-studded show this morning.
It is indeed, yes, I see that.
She was voted the #1 female country singer.
That's right, I mean, this must be a great
My God, we
studio this morning.
we love each other here this morning. Not so much the Big T Mid-Morning Show, friends, it's the Mutual Appreciation Society. Well, Teddie, just keep on making good singles and indeed great appearances on stage, because I think of all the local bands, and when I say local I mean all over Ireland, you must rate very nearly the top for people rushing to the front of the stage whenever you come on, because I think your stage presentation is, probably that's what's kept you alive to this great age on stage, you know.
This great age, I don't like that so much, but
no, but I mean,
that's, yeah, I know.
I used to see it in the Town and Country years ago whenever I was on doing the disco before you came on, and I saw it again in Drumkeen a fortnight ago.
Yes, well, we're always trying to improve it and give people something interesting. It's kind of semi-cabaret.
Well, I think Teddy Palmer was one of the first bands to really use lighting in that way on stage.
Yes, an interesting thing on that is actually that we were the first band, I think, in town and possibly in Ireland to use an ultraviolet light way back in 65 or 66. And I remember the first time we put it up it was up at CIYMS. Do you remember they used to run dances up there? You probably wouldn't remember that, but there used to be great Saturday nights up there. And we switched off all the lights and switched on this UV, and everybody lit up. And the screaming of fear was, you wouldn't believe it.
Plus
they just didn't know what had hit them.
Plus the realisation of how much dandruff you had in your shoulders.
Yeah, indeed.
Teddie, thanks very much for coming in this morning, and sometime in the not too distant future, you and I were talking about on the telephone a couple of days ago, I'd like you to come in on the Country Show and we'll talk about your views towards country music, in particular about the way people pigeonhole country music.
Yeah, I'd be very interested in that, Trevor. Thanks very much.
We'll do that. I'll tell you what we'll do right now. We'll listen to your new single.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Teddie, for coming in. It's an old Buddy Holly song. It's 16 before 12, and it's Teddy Palmer.
You got to live so fine. You got one heart I wish was mine. Love, sweet love, you got love, genuine love. You got two arms that you could use to make me lose my blues. Love, sweet love, you got love, real fine love. You've got love, real love. You've got love, sweet love. You've got love, that is true. I want only you. You got two eyes so you can see. Your love was meant for me. Love, sweet love, you got love. You got love. Da, 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 You've got love, real love. You've got love, sweet love. You've got me in a spin. Oh, I love the spin I'm in. You got two eyes so you can see. Your love was meant for me. Love, sweet love, you got love. You got love. Da, 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 da.
Teddy Palmer and his current single called You've Got Love.